Yes, traders, it's W.C.K guys, it's W.C.K. Invite your friends to join us. We inviting bandamwe batwegateko. Okay. Yes, traders, it's W.C.K. It's FOMC. Yeah, FOMC gwe tulinayo olwaleero. Tulina FOMC. Interest rates bagenda releasing in a few minutes from now. Interest rates bagenda releasing sawa 3 tulina FOMC press conference. But a lot is going on weekend. So guys, sharing mu inviting bannamwe batu joining. Yes, traders, it's W.C.K. Mugamba mutya ki ekiganye bitambula bitya? Obulamu buli butya? Ndaba tulina bakatugatako compressor. Yeah, so leero tulina FOMC ne interest rates. Of course, I trade German 40, I trade NASDAQ. But for now, comment the pair you want us to look at. Tuja outlining tulabe what we should expect as we wait for the interest rates to be released. So tuja batuva exactly sawa nganya kunya kitundu. Okay? So pair kije mwagala tutunulire to breaking it down nga tugenda mu FOMC. Okay. Tutandike na pair. Of course, waliwo abagambye EURUSD. Yeah, so before we go into the interest rate and data release, of course, there are things we should put into our mind. Interest rate data agenda kuba the first interest rate data to be released by the new Fed chairman. Okay, so mwabamu abategedde nti we have a new Fed chairman. We have chairman Kevin Wash is the new Fed chairman. He's going to release his first data, I think today. So he was endorsed by Donald Trump, and if you know, if someone endorses you, in most cases you have to make him happy. So Donald Trump has been fighting so hard for the interest rates to be lowered, okay, with Jerome Powell, and Powell didn't act as Trump wanted. But what Powell did was to keep the economy stable. We don't know what Kevin Wash has for us, so it's new. It's our first time to see what Kevin Wash does. Yeah, ekirala leo tubaddeyo ne speech ya Trump mu G7 summit. So leo tubaddeyo ne speech ya Trump mu G7 summit. G7 summit emaze ennaku 3. Okay, emaze ennaku 3 egenda maaso. Ebyo nabyo affecting akatale. So CPI unagenda kuba wild nyo. I expect this CPI to be so wild, to be so sharp, but let's see. So of course tujja kulaba XAUUSD nga basinga ebagamba, tujja kumulaba naye tusooke ne waliwo ngambye EURUSD. So what I expect fundamentally mbagambye kiki ensuubira wadde tubadde ne speech ya Trump leero. So tusooke tukole outline ya EURUSD. So this is how the market looks like. So of course already ebibaddeyo no week tubadde ne tubadde ne G7 summit, tubadde n'olutalo lwa Iran yagamba by Trump yagamba by Friday Strait of Hormuz will be open by Friday, that's next day after tomorrow. So all of that has been affecting the market because people want to know exactly will the Hormuz be open, then they want to sign the agreement in Islamabad, that's in Pakistan, between US and Israel. But it has been so much disturbing, it has been so much disturbing with what people think and what people expect. So tugende maaso. So USD of course nga we the fundamentals ezibaddewo, that's why we are having this low volume. You can easily see the market has been struggling. You can see the market has been struggling here. So omwana ngambye tugende ne USD kankoleyo currency then tulabe XAUUSD, then tugalewo ne NASDAQ tulinda data be released. That's so katuyise mbwangu. So of course EURUSD taina since all this week data tumbler, you can easily see. So simanya ba trading currencies no man basente muzijjawa chaka muli ba long term trader naye nze nga day trader njagala sente z'olwo ndugalewo oba ndukole ki. So your currency pairs, if it was W.C.K to be cut kino kyenkola nkikola senga mbadde nze nga nze agenda trading EURUSD kyenandibadde nsuubira. Of course I would have marked this as my previous high and this as my previous low. That's on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, then I don't think EURUSD respects this fundamental so much. Highest point, and this would have been the one, but we are day traders, maybe we can take this. So so of course volume waba mutono, I'll mark this entire range, I'll mark this entire range as my mastermind behind everything, and this as my lowest point. Okay, so I'll put my TP1 here because it started the entire bearish move, and this is, since this is EURUSD, these assets are not so sharp. So and if they happen to go bullish, this will be my TP1, and maybe the highest point, this to be my TP2 if they happen to buy. Okay, so I don't want to waste a lot of time on this because we might also want to see what DXY has for us. So this as our lowest point, and this. So if I'm to buy, let's say we have 15 minutes for interest rates to either be lowered or not, or to be kept stable. If the market goes and closes beyond this, then we shall be looking for TP1 and TP2 here, and TP1 and TP2 for the side of bears. So this is simply because we don't want to be biased. We don't want to say that I'm bullish or I'm bearish. We just want the market to be free. We just want the market to do what it has to do. So this pair, I don't see anything to analyze on EURUSD, guys. I don't know how people who trade these pairs now make money. I used to trade this in 2017, 2018, but man, imagine this entire week, this entire week, and this is what you have. Let me say if this is the 4-hour time frame. the entire week this is the only thing you have, you know. So this is our mark on Euro USD. Yeah, but let's see the most important pair in these 15 minutes. We are going to see XAUUSD, NASDAQ, and maybe DXY. So let's give our time XAUUSD. I know most of you, this is where you want us to concentrate, but we can just look through it. Yeah, of course, we are seeing some positive moves, and I think Trump's speech has been there in the previous 1 hour. Let me check if it is still going on. Let me check. It ended in a few minutes back. Yeah, so as I have told you guys, a lot is expected in this week, and that is affecting the market, you know. It is highly affecting the what? The market. So let's see what XAUUSD has. Let's look through different scenarios, bullish scenarios and bearish scenarios. So this is our 4-hour candle, 4-hour time frame, and in 30 minutes from now this 4-hour candle will be closing. Okay, but we are seeing they are struggling on the 4-hour time frame to close above this point here. Okay, and we have seen buyers pushing strongly from this lowest point of this 4-hour candle. Okay, so buyers, they have been strong, but we can't rule out these sellers kubanga bano basela manyi ge balina ba pushing all this, you know, up to this point. So we can't rule them, so meaning this remains a free zone, you know. Whatever is happening between here, it can only be decided by either this or this. Okay, now let me just mark this as my area for strong sellers, and I'll mark this as my area for strong buyers. Okay, so of course we had this range here, but what caused this range was simply a push from this point here. Okay, a close up above that, and also we had this simple bullish move here, which is this. Okay, so we can't rule it out because, you know, 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour time frame, every coin, every move, we take it seriously. So meaning since these buyers who pushed these 2 bullish candles on the 4-hour time frame, they pushed from this point, we can't rule it out, so we can mark it, you know. Okay, now moment guys, I'm having not running on my okay. So now what happens here? We can also see that we had a one, I don't know those who have been in my classes, a 1 to 2 candle range, which was this, but unfortunately we had strong sellers which closed below them, which is meaning this was the entire point for the entire range, you know, entire consolidation, as you can see here, you know. So if this was the consolidation and this was the bottom, okay, and then the markets came and just passed through that, so that confirms strong sellers. And another thing we can't rule out on the 4-hour time frame is the sellers who pushed this entire catalog down here, you know. So we can't rule this also out. So what we shall do is, they are also strong sellers. We can mark them so that we don't forget. Guys, don't forget the reason why we mark this. I have always been telling that setups are simply to remind us. But if you are like W.C.K, you trade without indicators, you trade without what, you can trade without marking this. Okay, now so we come to our 15 minutes. So the reason why I always come to 15 minutes is simple and is understandable, is to minimize my risk and also to be in the position to mark out my liquidity, my volume, if volume is there. And one thing is true, when I look at XAUUSD, 100% volume is there, it can be confirmed. So every zone we have marked here on the 4-hour time frame is a zone for either strong sellers or strong buyers. So to minimize our pushes or our risk, you know, to minimize. Moment, guys. Someone had texted me. So guys, whatever we have marked here, it has been marked on the 4-hour time frame. So meaning above the current price, those areas marked here, those are areas of strong buyers, and strong below is strong sellers. So now to minimize our risk would be, since volume is there, of course this has been our range, you know, so the buyers who have pushed us out of this range started from this point, so we shall mark that. Okay, we shall mark that. This is our minimum range. So of course long term, this can be our TP1 if we happen to see some sellers. So we can also minimize this to this point, you know, just to minimize this on that point. So of course we had a strong consolidation here, but it had volume. Yes, it happened, but volume was understandable just simply because of this high pump, you know, this big pump. So many investors were looking at what should be done next. Either we should continue bullish or bearish. And unfortunately the buyers continued. So buyers pushing up after even this, it is a confirmation that this area here, because this is where buyers were pushed from, this is the candle which pushed the entire buyers here. So of course TP1, TP2, TP3, so I won't go down here, because even if it happens, even if the conference happens today, I don't think gold will be dumping this low in one day. So this can happen maybe today and tomorrow, but not in one day. Okay, so let's come back here and minimize our range. Of course we shall leave this as it is, but we are going to do some adjustments here when it comes to our layout. So since this was a simple consolidation here on XAUUSD, okay, since that was the simple consolidation, then the sellers who pushed this entire move, this was their highest price. These who pushed this entire move, these were their highest price. So we can just adjust this to this point and minimize this to this point. So me, I have blown today. Yeah, the market has been so bad, bro. It has been a bad market today, and it is still bad until the Iran war is over, you know, but that's part of the markets, guys. So this is the layout we have in the markets. So when we get a 4-hour candle, sorry, a 15-minute candle closing above this, so closing above this, that will confirm our bullish entry. Closing below this, that will confirm our bearish what? Our bearish entry. So meaning closing above this, it's an indication that these sellers in this point have been defeated, you know, sellers in that point have been defeated, and also the same which will happen here. So I'm thinking of this, even if the market has not yet, let's say just that it's going to be volatile, and I don't emphasize anyone to trade, but in the 6 minutes from now, if they close above this, I'll be strong that there are big chances that this market will continue bullish up to this point before it bounces back, because you know CPI, you know, sorry, you know FOMC, it rarely moves in one direction. Guys, tap the screen, like and share, you know. So that's the layout on XAUUSD, and I think it's simple. I'll just leave it here so that in the remaining 6 minutes we can do a simple breakdown on NASDAQ, you know. Like, share, invite others. So guys, yeah, so it has been a fixed day. It has been a fixed day. I have visited Ginger City today. I've been to Ginger on our live session on Friday. Nja kubawa olugambo what happened to Ginger teri kiriyo. ndabika si jinja sisite no. Yeah, so my network yange eri slow what. Okay, I want to, as it loads, let's use this here. Let's put NASDAQ. So we have a layout on XAUUSD. We have a layout on XAUUSD, but let's come up with a layout on NASDAQ. But NASDAQ is already showing signs of bulls coming in. So of course, as you see, I can't say that NASDAQ, we didn't have volume in the markets today. Volume has been there, but it was just highly volatile. So as you can see, I think I've lost more money here, you know. I've lost more money here. By the time the session opened, I was bullish in this point here. I executed my buys here, and from this point my stop loss was hit, you know. So it has been so volatile, but because Trump was expected to have a speech today. But here we are. So now what do we have here? I wouldn't like to go much into what we have on the 4-hour time frame because of time, but we shall be making more breakouts after data is released. That's 9:30. That's even after the conference info has been released. So I'll be marking this as my lowest point on the 4-hour time frame. One thing I'm sure of, we might be having more bearish momentum, even if we have this an ongoing bullish candle. Okay, now let's mark this. Okay, let's also mark this. I have explained why I'm marking these points when it comes those who have been here when I was analyzing this. I'm also going to mark this. Okay, so NASDAQ is sometimes so volatile compared to gold when it comes to fundamentals. So what we are going to do is, one, we are just going to leave this market free, you know. Let's leave this market free. Let's let it flow, you know. So after data is released, we shall mark up our entries, so we can't trade before data is being released. Otherwise, chances of spikes are high. Okay, let's just mark possible areas of either buyers and sellers. Okay, I'll mark this. I'll go with this and this, but this can be covered by NASDAQ tomorrow, but not today. Tomorrow, today's night, we can set today's night after midnight, you know, at exactly maybe 1. Okay, so in 2 minutes data is going to be released. We shall know whether interest rates are lowered or not, but I expect these rates to be lowered, because I don't think Kevin Wash would want to be on the list of Trump, you know. So the last time the interest rates were not lowered by Jerome Powell. So in 1 minute and 20 minutes we are going to be in position to understand is this being lowered or not. So the market is struggling to make a breakthrough when it comes to XAUUSD beyond this level. So what does that mean? So this means that this level is highly strong, and closing above it, it's a good sign for buyers, you know. But according to what I see, is we might see a spike, maybe even up to this point, you know. We might see a bearish spike, more likely actually to happen, because by now it would have closed above this. Okay, so we might see a spike below and we continue bullish. So seeing that spike, it will be a sign that maybe the rates have been somehow lowered, you know. The rates have been somehow lowered. That's on XAUUSD. For NASDAQ, the way personally I trade NASDAQ, I let NASDAQ to be. I just mark higher time frames if I want to, but when I'm trading in my personal free time, I don't even go to 4 hour. I only look at 15 minutes, because all I want is to flow with volume. Okay, Okay, spike as I have told you guys, spike as I have told you up to here. And let me check if the rates have been lowered, and surprisingly lots have not been lowered. Okay, so not lowering the rates, it's a sign of inflation being high. Okay, so as we have said, spike has happened, so this marks this as a strong what? Strong zone. Spike has happened. Okay, so of course now we wait for the market to play out. So this is a strong resistance area, or we can say strong area for buyers as we marked it. And the spike, as I've explained to you guys, that the spike might happen, and it has happened. So also here, so let's let this market flow. Let's give it time to flow. Then yeah, that's how the entire market looks like. So Kevin Wash will be having we shall be having a conference of Kevin Wash, I think, in the next 30 minutes. Okay, Federal Reserve Chair. So in the next 30 minutes, as we wait, gold traders, comment section. What is in the comment section, guys, as we wait for the market and the conference to happen? Guys, like the live, share, invite your others to your friends to join us. Okay, so of course it's a bad sign. It's a bad sign for XAUUSD, or for the even for the US economy. It's a sign that inflation is still high. So gold traders, I told you that we might see the spike happening, but I don't think they will go beyond maybe this level. We might see some pullbacks even on NASDAQ. So NASDAQ falling within this gap here. Yup. So of course we are going to have the conference in 30 minutes from now. But the reason for the conference, I don't know if you guys know what we call forward guiding when it comes to fundamentals. So Federal Reserve Chairman Kevin Wash has to come out and explain why he has done this, why this trade. So I believe this level is also a strong one. You know, it's not going to be easy to just make a breakthrough from it. Okay, so when the conference starts in 30 minutes from now, this is what I expect. As I've told you guys, that if they don't close by the time data is being released, if they don't close above this, they will just drop, and I expect them to go up, even more up. Okay, so of course one prediction has been right. The market has just dropped, so they have failed to make this breakthrough, meaning these sellers are strong. Now, why? I have to explain to you guys why I think this market is more likely to push even way more up. You know why I think they might go up or bullish as soon as the conference starts. So the main role for the conference, because you can always see that whenever we have interest rate data being released, then we always get a conference from the Fed chair. So the reason why we get that conference is the Fed chair has to forward guide this market. You know, seeing NASDAQ falling like this, you know, it's a bad sign for the, it's a bad sign for the US. You know, it's a bad sign for the economy. It's a bad sign for the stock markets. You know, so since it's a bad sign, Kevin Wash has to come out and protect the dollar through forward guiding, through giving you answers, through answering the press, through giving you the bigger picture, why he has done this and what he expects in long term. Okay, yeah, so let's wait and see. So another rev has been went through. Let's see how they react on this. Let's see how they react on this. Okay, the reaction on this is much awaited, so maybe they might react on this. They come back to this level here, or long term might be this, and maybe you continue down. But I would expect them to come back and test this. Okay, they might not entirely reach this point, but this is more likely to be tested again, you know, because it's like tugambo badoduka ngo muntu like ngago badoduka, and then not omerech saying this is what will happen. Okay, so if you went full margin here, or the billionaire or chekashe, will you share on Telegram? Share what? Share the analysis as we have made it today. Of course, I always recorded these I always recorded these classes, so of course I'll share this. Yeah, so those who have been around, we discussed all this fall here. We talked about it and why we think this might happen. So we didn't do this because of fundamentals. We went technical. You know, our analysis started on the forward time frame, and we realized that these were strong sellers. So a billionaire oya chekashe aba selling ide wano mutwe ku sente. So NASDAQ, okay, gold dimba wadde chimala. So tunweko ku NASDAQ, what I expect on NASDAQ. So this pump happened on the weekend. It was a weekend when we had this. So they have tested it, strongly tested it. Okay, since they have strongly tested it, I think this market will be bullish. Esawa zijja genda okuwera mwenda ez'ekiro. Okay, esawa zijja genda okuwera mwenda ez'ekiro encha mwenda ku 10. Tujja genda ozuukuka nga tuli strongly bullish even beyond this. Okay, why? The main role of the Fed chairman is protecting the stock market and the entire economy of US. So I don't think he's just going to emphasize why he has not lowered the rates, but I think he's going to try so hard to convince the investors, to convince the people, the institutions, that inflation is being lowered and we shall see more bulls coming in. So XAUUSD still pumping. XAUUSD. How many pips, guys, are these? So if you used Paulo, good question. Why are you guys in the markets? You are right. Okay, you are right. Because this is all in most cases it's all gamble. Anything can happen. So since NASDAQ has tested this, you know, don't you think gold is trying to come after this? What do you think, guys? So I know we have some traders who are struggling for the market to reach this point. Then you take him buys, bro. Just watch the market, guys. Let's watch the market together, guys. Like, share, invite others to join us. Like, share as you invite others to join us. I like the number. I like the number. I like the number. Okay, it's clear on okay. So it is not CPI, guys, it is FOMC. And guys, let me tell you one thing, this market has not moved yet, because after the conference the reaction is going to be so strong. And that conference, I think that conference takes like 1 hour. You know, the conference takes like 1 hour, because when the press is asking some questions, he has to answer, he has to go into details, you know, so it takes like an hour. Okay, guys, kindly stay out the market, preserve your capital and live to fight another day. You are right 100%. W.C.K, I admire you, bro. Just know you are too much wise. Thank you, Fumbe, thank you so much. Yeah, we have analyzed this together, though one thing I didn't know. Okay, as soon as this market failed to break through this, as I have told you, those who have been with me when I was analyzing gold, as soon as they failed to close above the sellers, these sellers who are here, because closing above these sellers would have confirmed that they have been defeated, and we would have seen a strong, what we are seeing now would have been bullish. But as soon as they closed below this range, you know, below this strong selling zone, then I told you guys that for me what I expected was a spike from this, and they continue. That's if they had lowered the rates, but now they didn't lower the rates. That's why they are still dropping, you know. The only person who can save them now is Kevin Wash. Whatever is going to say in the next 20 minutes is the only thing which can save XAU, which can save, you know. So this one has done exactly what I expected, a spike, you know. But for gold, I think if the rates were not lowered, they have tested this area. So guys, remember, these are strong buyers here. Why are these buyers strong? Remember, when we had this strong bullish move, these are the buyers who joined this, okay, to push the market up to this level. So these buyers are so strong. So I expect this market to react, of course, from this point. And if they are to retest, we might see them coming back here. So this makes this almost weak. So reaction from this point, more likely to push this market up to here. By the time the conference comes out, they might either continue dropping or they can go bullish. Why do I say that? I don't know how Kevin Wash is going to answer the questions they are going to ask him in the conference, because I have never seen him doing so. He's the new Fed chair. This has been his first rates, and he has been unpredictable. Actually, there are many reasons why we are seeing such falls, because we expected, since Kevin Wash was endorsed by Trump to be the Fed chair, we expected that maybe Kevin Wash might be a good boy to Trump, because that's what Trump wants. Maybe he would lower the rates, but he has just kept them, you know, level. That's 3.75, you know. That's why he has kept it, and that's where Powell left it. So if Kevin Wash is still supporting what Jerome Powell left, and remember, Jerome Powell is also now the governor of the Fed, you know, is the governor of the Fed. So if you put all that into consideration, it has been a surprise to the markets that this guy has not lowered the rates. It has been a surprise. So German 40, yeah, of course, German 40 is unmovable. It's, you know, it's simple moves. But trust me, it's more heavier than most of the assets. Okay? Yeah. Guys, I like the turn up. I like the turn up. Mwebale kujoininga, mwebale kuja. It's not going to be so easy for this market to go below this, unless the conference comes and it's not so protective. But one thing I'm sure, you can't be the Federal Reserve chairman and you can't go protective. So he has to protect the market, like it or not. For NASDAQ, I've told you to Jagendo Kwera, by the time we go into is it early mornings? Should I say early mornings? We might be even way more bullish even beyond this point. Okay, so the conference takes time. Okay, good reaction. In 15 minutes the conference will be out. I think we have to first reach 4,000, 3,990, go bullish. Man, that's my view on XAUUSD. Yeah, so 4,000, bro. 4,000, let me see where your 4,000 is. Unless, bro, you are a swing trader. Now, if you're a day trader, us for day traders, we can't wait for all those days, man. Do you know how many days are here? You know, let me check the daily time frame. Let me check the daily time frame. Guys, it's okay. You can share your views. Share your views. 4,000. And this is okay. Now I know why. When you look at the daily time frame, yeah. But as I told you guys, me as a day trader, I expected this reaction from this point, and I expected them to rest at this point. That's when we approach the what? That's when we approach the conference in 15 minutes from now, of course. So for NASDAQ, I always leave it to be free, because NASDAQ, when NASDAQ is concentrated, will give you more money, more than what even you think. I'll begin at watch day. I am it's a good market move. I'm on EURUSD. Hey, we made some analysis on EURUSD. Let's see how they have reacted on our levels. But I know EURUSD has dropped so much because it consolidated. Yep. This is EURUSD. Didn't they save our levels? I don't remember the broker used on EURUSD, but of course nothing different from other pairs. Okay. I want German 40 to be close to me. My signature. German 40. So they are trying to rest at this point here. Remember, we had a zone here, but I just removed it personally because it was making my chart look so congested, and I think it was a bit weak since they just smashed through it. So we are following, guys. Let me hope we are following. We have FVG on 4 hour. FVG wanai. FVG mujudafi. Simanya FVG. Smart change of bana muri banji. Yeah, you know, as I'm following you guys here, I don't want to. I want to be seeing whatever you guys are saying on the phone, you know. Hey, FVG banji, man. FVG change of character. So in 10 minutes from now, the conference will start and the market will be moving up and down. But for me personally, I think we are resting at this point here. And from this point, we might see more sellers coming in. For NASDAQ, I just want NASDAQ to be free. Gold, it's because you guys, it's what you want and it's what we are following up. Okay, it's what we are following up. So, of course, the market is pushing. So if you have been following whatever we are saying here, you'd be able to make some money, but it will be a bit risky, man. I'm waiting for the conference to start. I'll be following it up on here on another phone. let me see if you if Kevin Wash is already. Yeah, Yahoo News. When you check Yahoo News, you can see yeah, so everyone is watching the market, not only us guys. Everyone. As we check NASDAQ, what do you use to watch the speeches? So I use Bloomberg, YouTube. They are always live. You can check out Bloomberg. I also use Bloomberg. Then I also use what? Yahoo News. Then I also use Fox News. You know, so it depends which speech and when is that speech. BBC. So I'm always live, guys. The speech will be starting shortly. Portugal is playing Congo. Yeah, I'm seeing here it's 1-1. Man, I would like Portugal to win maybe the World Cup, but I prefer Congo. You know, I was watching how Congo was playing, and I really like it. You know, so as of now, as Congo and Portugal they are playing, I want Congo to win. Sorry, Ronaldo. If you are running in losses, just join my Telegram. Which Guani. Okay, so now we are almost at this level here. Okay, but for me I prefer this. I think they will reach that point. I believe they will reach that point. Okay, NASDAQ, nice one, nice move. So if XAU is to dump, I think we shall be looking at this point and this point here. Malaysian detected. Hey. Ngawetulinda akatale kaje. Guys, is my audio okay? Someone is saying audio. Is my audio okay, guys? Confirm, guys. Is everything okay? Okay. Everything is okay. So today I was in Ginger. As we wait, let me give a story of Ginger. So today morning, I woke up, looked at the markets. They were consolidating. I want to take some buys on German 40. The market was consolidating, and somehow electricity went off. You know, somehow the electricity. Jonathan, maybe it's your phone, guys. Others have confirmed my sound is clear. So as I was in Ginger, as I was watching the markets, electricity went off. So I know in Uganda, when electricity goes off early morning, then you have to think of, like, are you going to be sitting at home entire day? So I was like, you know what? Damn it, I'm a trader. You know, I move with my office. So I was like, you know what? I called my bro. I was like, FK, where are you? Do you have any plans for today? And FK was like, you know what? Maybe we should move around. I was like, sure. Should we go to Ginger? And I was, man, I told him, you know what? Even if you wanted to go to Ginger, you know, jam, by the time you pass where you're going there, you know, that jam of where you're getting there, you know. And my bro was like, you know what? There is a shortcut I know, you know. We can just pass through Namgongo. Then you pass, you reach Mukono. Then you just go straight up to Ginger. I was like, for how long? How long are we going to spend in that way? Because I want to come back and trade live. It was like, you know, it's a 2 hour drive. So I went to Ginger, reached to Ginger. They have good loads, but I don't know why they call it a city. I went the source of Nile, you know. I went the source of Nile, and it's not wheelchair accessible, you know. In 2026, we still have public areas which are not wheelchair accessible, whereby the person in a wheelchair, he has to be lifted, you know. So it wasn't a good experience at Ginger. Not at all. Bad experience. But I liked the roads. The roads are good, you know. What's the zip code of Uganda when registering funding pips? Zip code, just put in any number. They are not going to, you know, they are not going to be that much serious about zip code. Yeah, you are right, MJ. Put 00. No one cares about the zip code. All they care about is your address. You know, it's the address. That's all they care about. Address has to be matching. So okay. After seeing this market closing like this, I think we are more likely to continue bearish. NASDAQ, more likely to continue bearish. More likely. More chances of being bearish. Let me check FOMC conference if it's ongoing. Let me check. Let me check on Bloomberg. Or Yahoo Finance. Okay. Bloomberg Finance. Bloomberg Business, nothing's there. Okay. Putting some stop loss here. This being our take profit 1. This being take profit 2. And this being take profit 3. Though guys, don't trade this. It's a bit risky. Anything can happen when the conference is going on. They can go bullish, but if it was me, this is what I would have done if I want to take this risk. But it's not worth it. And actually, let me remove it. Don't trade this, guys. So the market is so volatile. XAUUSD. So now XAUUSD has reacted from this zone, it has not reached this point. So I think we are to see more sellers coming in below this. So let me see if the conference has started. I'm not seeing any speech anywhere for Kevin Wash, so I think the market will just continue without forward guiding. Without forward guiding, this market is more likely to continue bearish. More likely. No, he's now on. He has came. You can check Yahoo Finance, guys. The speech is ongoing, but that speech takes like 2 to 3 hours. Okay, so you can check Yahoo Finance, guys. It's already on Yahoo Finance. So it's called Kevin Wash, and the entire stock erases gains after FOMC points to hikes. So of course, Kevin Wash's first new conference as Federal Reserve Chairman. So guys, you can check out the speech. But as of now, personally, I can't trade. If I'm to trade, that would be tomorrow. If I'm to trade, that would be tomorrow, but not today. And tomorrow, actually today night, that's after midnight. I'll be trading after midnight. So whatever happens now, I'll just be observing. But with forward guiding, I expect NASDAQ, by the time London session opens tomorrow, we shall either be above this point and back to this. All he's going to say is why he has done it. Okay? Guys, it has been 1 hour. We have made some analysis. We predicted gold from this point, and it was a bit accurate. Though we did get the spike we expected at this point, okay, we didn't get it. So we shall be having our live. I wanted us to have another live on Friday, but Friday is a bank holiday, you know, it's a bank holiday, and I wanted to launch something on Friday. So it's a bank holiday on Friday, but I'll be here with you guys. So guys, don't forget to join my Telegram channel. Reach out to my Telegram channel, and also follow my YouTube, because it is where I drop these recordings, the recordings of the SEDI, how we have made a breakdown of our CPI and how it has happened. All of this is going to be uploaded. So for XAUUSD, closing below this, if this candle closes below this previous bullish candle, of course that would have been a good entry. But since it is a conference, it's not worthy. It's not worth the risk, guys. It will be more better if you trade tomorrow. London session or New York what? New York session. So guys, allow me to stop here, and we call it a day or a night. It's a 1 hour. Mugende mulabe speech ya Kevin Wash so that you don't miss out on some entries. It's W.C.K, guys. Have a good day.